A promise from the federal Conservatives to axe a fund that some municipalities in Nova Scotia depend on has brought up concerns. The Housing Accelerator Fund has so far committed $1 billion to more than 170 municipalities and First Nations across Canada to help them fast-track housing. But Conservative Leader Pierre Poilievre says it hasn't done enough, and if elected, he'd use the fund to pay for a GST cut on new homes under $1 million.
By ending failed Liberal housing policies, like their Housing Accelerator Fund, which gives money to big city governments that block housing construction with red tape.
Many of the 16 municipalities and First Nations in Nova Scotia who have gotten accelerator funding are small communities. The town of Westville has just under 4,000 people. They're getting $1.5 million over 4 years.
The Housing Accelerator Fund, in my opinion, has more impact on smaller communities than it does in some of the larger urban cities, probably, where they have greater sources of revenue.
Mayor White says the money will go to projects Westville couldn't do otherwise, like incentives for local developers and finding a new water source to support housing growth. It's unclear exactly how Poilievre would handle this cut and whether towns like Westville would still have their future funding delivered.
Losing it would be a significant blow now that we've had it. And now we know that we're getting it for the next 3 years and it can plan accordingly.
Over in the town of Piko, they're using their $770,000 grant to help upgrade their stormwater system. The mayor says a GST cut for new homes is a good idea, but shouldn't come at the expense of the Accelerator Fund.
We have a lot of aged infrastructure. We've done a good job in that over the last 10 years, but we're in a catch-up mode here, and in terms of trying to make sure that we're ready to provide the housing that people are crying for, really.
The federal Liberals say cutting the fund could put municipalities in jeopardy for backing out of commitments. Both Halifax and Cape Breton regional municipalities have committed millions of their accelerator dollars to developers or nonprofits for specific affordable housing projects. The Conservatives have not said yet how or if they would replace this stream to help local governments prepare for new growth. Haley Ryan, CBC News, Halifax.